Hello guys, welcome to our channel Naiperian Solutions. So today we are going to discuss about the urea cycle. So urea cycle is nothing but what we can say, the metabolism of our proteins and amino acids, right? So today we are going to discuss in detail about the urea cycle. So start with the carbon dioxide and ammonia, right? Here we can start with CO2 and NH3, right? So urea cycle start with CO2 and NH3, but that CO2, right? CO2 from where it comes from TCA cycle only, right? From TCA cycle that CO2 comes, and that NH3 from our metabolism of proteins and amino acids. So these two molecules get combined and to form the carbamoyl phosphate, right? What it forms? Carbamoyl phosphate. This one. In the presence of carbamoyl phosphate synthase 1, this enzyme is very important. Carbamoyl phosphate synthase 1. Actually, it is a rate limiting enzyme. It is a rate limiting enzyme, and process is irreversible, right? Rate limiting enzyme and process is irreversible, and this enzyme present in the mitochondria, right? So CO2 and NH3 will form the carbamoyl phosphate in the presence of carbamoyl phosphate synthase 1, but this NAG is responsible for the activation of this enzyme, right? NAG means N-acetyl glutamate, right? NAG means N-acetyl glutamate, which is responsible for the activation of carbamoyl phosphate synthase 1, which is a rate limiting enzyme in the urea cycle, and the step is irreversible, right? Here one more important point, here 2 ATP are utilized, right? 2 ATP are utilized, EDP, that inorganic phosphate form, right? So 2 ATP are utilized here in the urea cycle, right? Then next step is carbamoyl phosphate get combined with the ornithine here, right? Carbamoyl phosphate combined with the ornithine to form the citrulline, right? To form the citrulline in the presence of enzyme ornithine transcarbamylase, right? This enzyme is also present in the mitochondria only. Means these two enzymes, carbamoyl phosphate synthase 1 and ornithine transcarbamylase, these two enzymes present in the mitochondria. So only these two steps occurs in the mitochondria, right? Means, right? Right. So this step occur in the mitochondria. And the rest of the cycle occurs in the cytosol. Okay, so these first two enzymes are present in the mitochondria, and the rest of the enzymes or rest of the cycle occurs in the cytosol. Okay, then citrulline enters into the cytosol and it will combine with the aspartate, right? That is the aspartic acid or aspartate, and it will form the arginosuccinate, right? What it will form? Arginosuccinate in the presence of enzyme arginosuccinate synthase, right? Arginosuccinate synthase. Okay, so that aspartate comes from again TCA cycle, right? In TCA cycle aspartate is there, so it will it comes from the TCA cycle and get combined with the citrulline to form the arginosuccinate in the presence of arginosuccinate synthase. Again that arginosuccinate, right? That arginosuccinate combined that arginosuccinate is get converted into the arginine, right? Arginosuccinate get converted into the arginine in the presence of arginosuccinase enzyme, and fumarate molecule produced, right? And again that fumarate goes to the TCA cycle, right? Means urea cycle is totally correlate with the TCA cycle, right? Because that aspartate is also come from the TCA, carbon dioxide is also come from the TCA cycle, that fumarate again go into the TCA cycle. So once arginine is formed, then again that arginine is converted into ornithine here, right? Arginine is converted into the ornithine in the presence of enzyme arginase. Very important, this enzyme. It is activated mainly by cobalt and manganese, right? So these 2 points are very important. This was cobalt and manganese, and another one is the N-acetyl glutamate, right? So these only two are the activating factors for the enzyme. For the carbonyl phosphate synthase 1, that NAG is there, and for arginase, cobalt and manganese is there. So in this step, in the presence of arginine and water, we will get our final product urea here, right? So that is our final product. So what are the some important points here? Also ATP consumed, right? How many? 2 ATPs, and here also 2 ATPs, right? So it means, right, total 4 ATP consumed, right? 4 ATP consumed in urea cycle, right? 2 activating factors, N-acetyl glutamate for CPS1 and cobalt and manganese for the arginase, right? Then carbonyl phosphate synthase 1 is mainly present in the mitochondria, but another enzyme, that carbonyl phosphate synthetase 2, right? This is one, and carbonyl phosphate synthetase 2 is also present. It is mainly used in the pyrimidine synthesis, right? So where it is located? Actually it is located in the cytosol. That carbonyl phosphate synthase 2, it is mainly located in the cytosol and used in the pyrimidine synthesis, but carbonyl phosphate synthase 1, it is mainly used in the urea cycle, and it is present in the mitochondria, which is the rate limiting enzyme, and the step is irreversible, right? So these are the some important points regarding the urea cycle. Thank you so much.